Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to dive into the issue that has every bold and the beautiful fan holding their breath. What happens next to Liam Spencer after he learns his life is coming to an end, and why he and Steffi might disappear without a trace. Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025 marks the day Liam's world, and ours, changed irrevocably. The moment Hope Logan heard Bill Spencer's solemn voice echoing through the walls of the penthouse, she knew something was seriously wrong. Bill, trying to stay calm, said the unthinkable. Liam had an inoperable brain tumor that would only give him days or weeks to live, not years or months. No surgery could save him. In the hours after his diagnosis, Liam wanders the halls of Forrester Creations like a man sleepwalking through a nightmare. His first reaction is one of utter shock, so much so that he can barely comprehend the words coming from the doctor's mouth. Denial quickly follows. After all, he survived upheaval, heartbreak, divorce, and reconciliation. Surely this is another turning point he can overcome. But deep inside him, a seed of fear has taken root. Will he return to the hospital ward where he spent so many anxious hours by Steffi's side, comforting her as she recovers from her own trauma? Or will he refuse to return to the sterile world of beeping monitors and white coats, afraid that he'll never come out alive? Will he instead choose to flee LA, to write his own final chapter? Fans have speculated endlessly. Perhaps Liam will slip out of the hospital under cover of darkness, leaving only a hastily written note for Hope, urging Steffi to keep her secret. Or perhaps he will stay long enough to sort out the unfinished business at Spencer Publications, grant custody wishes, even draft a statement to read at his own memorial. Each completed task will be another small victory against the relentless clock ticking in his skull. Steffi, Liam's staunchest ally and ex-wife, now faces the daunting task of explaining his sudden absence to a crumbling circle of family and friends. Ridge's brow furrows in concern as he notices her pale face. Taylor's gentle questions threaten to shatter her carefully constructed facade. Eric's fatherly defense grows more determined with each passing hour. And Brooke has always been the family matriarch who will stop at nothing to find out what's really ailing her son and daughter-in-law. How long can Steffi keep up the plausible lies? At first, she tells them that Liam needs privacy, that he's overwhelmed and just needs time alone. But whispers are flying in Los Angeles. Colleagues at Forrester Creations notice his empty office, empty as if he never intended to return. Hospital staff find his charts missing, his medical records marked sealed at patient's request. And Brooke, driven more by intuition than facts, has begun eavesdropping on phone messages and checking flight records. Then came the bombshell, the blurry but unmistakable paparazzi image of Steffi boarding a late-night flight to Paris, carrying 2 adults and 2 children. She was accompanied by Kelly Spencer Curtis and Hayes Forrester Finnegan, lugging small suitcases. Beside them, Liam looked gaunt but determined, his fingers intertwined with Steffi's. Destination: Charles de Gaulle Airport, Terminal 2E. Second destination: a private villa outside the City of Lights, where whispers said Thomas Spencer was waiting for them. Why Paris? Why now? Anyone who has suffered the anxiety of a terminal diagnosis knows the one desire above all else: to escape the stifling routine of hospital and home, where every room is filled with sadness. Paris offers anonymity, romance, and the soothing touch of beauty to soothe a broken heart. Steffi, accustomed to controlling outcomes in fashion and family, may have chosen the city of love so that Liam could feel alive again, if only for a few short days. And then there's Thomas. Once the Spencer stepchild, he's become a man desperate to prove his loyalty. In countless fragmented conversations, he and Steffi, sometimes enemies, sometimes uneasy allies, have found common ground in their fierce love for Liam. Now, Thomas is ready to be the big brother Liam needs, cooking him dinner under a rosy Paris sunset, telling him lung-wrenching stories, and keeping watch as the nights grow cold and the prognosis grows bleak. But what about Finn? Steffi's current husband and the man who treats Kelly and Hayes like his own children, Finn Finnegan has been left in the dark. One moment he's happily looking forward to dinner at home. Moments later, he discovers a deserted hallway and unanswered calls. He panics when he realizes his wife and her ex-husband. The two pillars of his young family are gone. He calls Hope, who can only mirror his fear and confusion. Together, they search hospital waiting rooms, car parks, and even the private hangars at the jet center, but find no trace. Liam's disappearance has thrown the entire town into chaos. At the hospital, doctors fear they've lost their only chance to provide palliative care. At Forrester Creations, employees worry that their beloved founder has abandoned ship. On social media, conspiracy theories flourish like a toxic garden. Some suggest Liam has been kidnapped by corporate saboteurs. Others claimed he was seeking miracle cures in far-flung clinics. Few dared whisper the truth, that he was choosing to live out his final days, far from the prying eyes of a world unprepared for his passing. Back in Paris, the scene was both heartbreaking and beautiful. At a hilltop villa overlooking the Seine, Steffi threw a picnic for Liam. She laid out fresh baguettes, camembert cheese, and sparkling cider, his favorite childhood cider from Wisconsin, a taste of home in a foreign land. Kelly and Hayes ran through lavender fields and golden light, picking wildflowers to paste into a scrapbook for their father. Thomas took photos, each click a challenge to time. They laughed. They cried. They toasted to the moments they had escaped death. Every joke shared, every tear wiped away, becomes a treasure held in the family's collective memory. In the early hours before dawn, Liam and Steffi walk along the riverbank, hands clasped, hearts heavy but filled with hope. He thanks her for arranging an escape he never dared imagine. She whispers her love, promising to carry on his legacy in the smiles of their children. Meanwhile, Finn's anxiety reaches its peak. Desperate for answers, he turns to Dr. Reese Buckingham, Liam's oncologist, who is bound by doctor-patient confidentiality. Finn pleads, but Reese can only offer sympathy and vague hints that Liam may have sought a second opinion in Europe. Bereaved, Finn decides to follow them across the ocean in search of his beloved wife and his beloved children. What will he find when he lands in Paris? Will he stand outside the mansion gates, hoping a knock will reunite him with his family? Or will he catch a glimpse of Steffi on the balcony above, stepping into the candlelight to shield her husband from another goodbye? As viewers of the bold and the beautiful, we know that plots shift like the sand beneath our feet. One moment, a character clings to hope. The next, they're swept away by heartbreak. But in this tale of terminal illness and ultimate love, one truth shines brighter than any diagnosis: the power of family to defy despair. Whether Liam spends his final hours under the Parisian sky or returns to LA to face his fate within familiar walls, his journey reminds us that the value of life is not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments we capture. So what happens next? Will Finn make it in time? Can Steffi protect their secret long enough to give Liam the peace he deserves? Will Kelly and Hayes miss their father's laughter more than his pain? Only time and future episodes will tell. Thanks for joining me today on my channel. If you're as intrigued by Liam and Steffi's Paris adventure as I am, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your theories in the comments below. Do you think Liam will return to the hospital, or will he hide until the end? Until next time, keep your hearts open and your loyalty strong, because in Forrester Logan Spencer territory, love always finds a way.